Good morning, crafty friends. Welcome to my craft room. Today is Saturday, July 6th, 2024. My name is Daryl Walter of Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreative.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and on Saturday mornings, I like to bring a little bit of creative with me to share with you, along with a warm cup of coffee. So welcome, welcome. Good morning. I am so happy that you could be here today. Super excited to share with you, but of course that is not anything different than the normal. I'm always happy to come and get creative with you. So welcome. Good morning. Good morning. So, I actually have only one announcement for you today, and we'll get around to that in a minute. But let's first talk a little bit of housekeeping. So welcome. I'm super excited that you're here with me today and creating with me today. That makes me super happy. While we're creating, make sure to chat with me in the comments below. I love chatting with you. If I happen to miss your message because I'm busy creating, I will go back after the live and respond to your comments and questions. So chat away with me. If you're new here, welcome. Super excited to meet you. Welcome, welcome. And if you are here for the 500th time, welcome. I am equally as excited to see you this morning. Good morning, Beth. Good morning. I hope you all had a good holiday week, and I hope you got time away from your day job or your jobs if you have one. I actually got 2 days off, both the 4th of July and yesterday, Friday. So I'm having a long weekend. It's kind of like a vacation. I feel a little bit guilty, but I'm super, super excited about it. So yeah, make sure that you chat with me in the comments because I love chatting with you while we're creating. I do get busy, like I said, though. Also, if you're watching live, let me know if you're watching the live or the replay as well. And always, if you love what we're doing, give a thumbs up or a heart. I would love that as well. All right, so let's go ahead. Hey, you know what? I'm going to be doing something that I haven't done on air before. And I live in Lansing, Michigan. This morning, it's not extremely hot, but it is humid. Good morning, Ellen. Welcome. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning. Good morning. I hope that you're having a fantastic week, by the way. So I was saying, I live in Lansing, Michigan, and it's pretty humid this morning. I have my fan on, so we'll see how it goes. But we're going to do just a little bit of heat embossing, and it's not something that I've done online before. Of course, I do it behind the scenes, but I thought today it would be fun to add it to our project. So let's go ahead and get the camera turned down. We have a quick project. It involves a little bit of stamping. Oh, let's see. I decided to put hand cream on my hands at the same time that I wanted to undo my camera stand. That wasn't very smart. Here we go. All right. I'm sorry I took you guys on a bit of a noisy ride. Okay, let's get our bearings, and then I'll know where to settle us in. Actually, that looks like a good space. So I was saying that, I'm planning on doing a little bit of heat embossing, and I have my fans on because it's a little humid and uncomfortable. So I may have to swing off of camera, or maybe I can turn the fan off for a second or two while we are embossing. But let's talk about what we're going to be using. This is the exposed brick. Can you see that? Let's see if I can get the glare of the light out. Exposed brick embossing folder. So can you see where there are places of brick? I love this embossing folder. So we're going to be using this morning. And then the stamp set that we're going to be using is one that I used for a recent retreat. We used the Happiest Day. So we're going to be using this stamp set today as well. I thought it would be fun to use it. It's still summer and we can still get away with bright colors, and so I'm excited for that as well. And so we'll be using this, and then also I've pulled out, so these are called dragonflies and birds. I'm not even sure if I've ever used these. Look at, they're new, but can you see the little gold dragonflies in there? And actually, I pulled out silver embossing powder before I pulled these out. So I think we're gonna switch to some gold embossing powder. And then we only have 4 pieces of paper or cardstock for our card today. We have a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5. I have scored it halfway at 4 1/4. And then we have our petunia pop. So here is that embossing folder. Can you see that? Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. So we're using that. And then we have a piece of 2.5. Let me make sure I'm telling you that right. Yes, 2.5 by 5 1/4. This is where we're going to do our stamping. And then of course we have a stitched circle die cut. We're gonna do some stamping with our sentiment right on that black. Are you guys ready? So a simple and fun card. Like I said, we're gonna be doing a little bit of stamping. I think I need a scrap paper for that. And then 1 second, I'm gonna reach behind me and switch out our embossing powders. And I have my embossing tool on this side here, my heat tool. And let's see if we can find some gold embossing powder. I'm just gonna dig in my stash and grab some out. All right, so we do have, I have a stash of all kinds of embossing powder, but we do have embossing powder in the catalog. And then I was going to tell you where you could find, which area that you could find the Happiest Day stamp set. And I'm not sure. Let's see if it's in the, let's see, I was gonna look in the regular catalog, which is where I believe it is. Yes, it is on page either 89 or 99. I don't have glasses on. Also, I told you guys that I have one announcement for you today, so we're gonna get to that too in a second. But let me tell you where the stamp set is. Without glasses, I think it's on page 99. Yeah. So it's in the annual catalog. Can you see here? It is on page 99. And then there's a little example of a scrapbook page. Can you see that? Let's see if I can get it in the camera. Isn't that sweet? So a little scrapbook page. So again, on page 99, this is the current annual catalog, and that's where you can find that stamp set. All right, so in terms of announcements, I did want to let you know that Stampin' Up! Started a promotion at the beginning of this month. It is called Bonus Days. And to sum it up in a nutshell, what happens with Bonus Days is all of the shopping that you do in August at $50 increments, you will get a $5 coupon that you're able to redeem next month in August. So I'm sorry, in July, we will collect the coupon codes, and then you can spend them in August any way you want to. So that is going on. I wanted to make sure that I let you guys know that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on our project. I think we're gonna start with a little bit of, not a little bit, a lot of bit of stamping. I think I spilled the embossing powder in front of me when I put it away hastily. The silver, I don't think the top was on, so it kind of went everywhere. So let's go ahead and give our card base a nice burnish so that it lays flat, and then we're gonna set this aside. And then this piece of white paper, this is just scrap so that I am able to keep my desktop as clean as possible. And then these two pieces we'll put aside for now. We're gonna bring that black die cut circle, that stitch die cut circle, we're gonna bring it back after we're done stamping on our 2.5 by 5 1/4 mat. We'll bring it back and do some heat embossing, and then that will be the end of our stamping, and then we'll do a little bit of assembly. All right, so let's start here. I have, in terms of ink, I have some Versamark. The Versamark we're gonna use to emboss. It's a watermark ink. We have black memento, so we're gonna start with the black memento. And then of course I have Petunia Pop and Peach Pie because I love these together. I'm enamored, you guys. I can't get enough. And then we're gonna grab our dragonfly. So let's bring some blocks out that we can stamp on. Let's see, let's get a variety of sizes. Do I have a smaller? I thought I had a smaller. We have a teeny tiny. I don't think we'll need it. Let's just get it to the side in case we do. And then we'll bring this one in. All right, set these aside and we'll decide. So we're gonna be using this dragonfly, and if you look right above the dragonfly, there are the wings. So this is going to add color and texture to your dragonfly. So obviously the smaller one goes on the bottom, and then the larger one fills in the top. So we're gonna go ahead and grab both of those out and the dragonfly body. Let's put the body here. We might as well go ahead and mount them all. That way we don't have to switch them around with yucky fingers in the middle. All right, so here's our larger wing fill. Let's just straighten this out again. This is our dragonfly body. And then we're gonna grab the small wing fill. And now I think also too, we're gonna use the wishing you the happiest birthday. We're gonna use that sentiment. So this is the one that we're gonna emboss. But I think we might use a few of these sprinkles. We'll see. We'll see. I'll leave them in the case for now, but let's do some stamping first and then we'll decide. So I'm gonna start with the black memento and the body to our dragonfly. And I'm gonna fill this entire little piece of cardstock. This is our basic white cardstock, by the way. The white comes in 2 thicknesses, regular and thick. So this is the regular thickness. And we're gonna fill it up with dragonflies, and we're gonna make them go in random directions. So this is going to be like creating your own background paper. We'll just ink it up, and I'm gonna stamp it down a couple of times and then just move my paper a little bit. I just kind of want the dragonflies to be random. Oh, I need a little extra. I need a little extra stamp there that I didn't want to. And so can you see how I'm kind of turning the paper and deciding where I want to stamp the dragonflies? So I'm just filling the paper right up. And I think this is a little empty. Let's just stamp it a little bit. All right, I think I like that. And then we're gonna fill in, we're gonna go ahead and fill in the wings. I think that this might be the place that I decide. I think I'm gonna hold off. Let's hold off on the sprinkles because I put quite a bit of, or quite a few dragonflies there. So I don't really know if we have room for those sprinkles. Let's see. I'm not sure how that will work. I think that's pretty sizable. And I'm not sure that I want the sprinkles on the dragonflies. You know, I could do the sprinkles and maybe maybe we could add a few of them with lemon lolly. Let's hold off. I'm not certain about that. We're gonna put that on the back burner for now. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and grab one of our fill colors, and I wonder if it would be interesting. Let's see, I'm sizing up the top wing, the larger wing, so I know which direction it goes in. Let me bring this a little closer. So can you see that it, let's see, there we go. Can you see how it slightly dips down? So I just kind of decided where it should go by lining it up over the stamped image. And I think that looks good. So that's what we're gonna stick with. And then the other thing is, I was thinking that maybe I had one mindset, but I think that, good morning, Nympha, you are here. Welcome, welcome. Happy that you could hang out today. Good morning. I was thinking maybe we can do each of them in the same color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stamp the top wing in the full color, and then I'm gonna come in again and, oh, I'm sorry, with the bottom. I'm gonna come in with the bottom and I'm gonna ink it up in the same color, but I'm gonna stamp off once and then put the bottom wing in. Oh yeah, perfect. Let me show you what we have, the effect that we have. Can you see that? So I think I'll do that to a couple of the dragonflies, or a few. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the peach pie. We'll come in and stamp the top wings in the full color. Let's see, let's do 3 of them. I want to kind of make them random so they're spread out. Yeah, this is the right way. So they're spread out. They're not in a cluster, if you know what I mean. Maybe we'll do this one too. So I'm kind of moving my paper around. Make sure we still have our wings in the right orientation. We're gonna do this little one here. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the smaller. So I'm using the Petunia Pop and I'm gonna ink it up. I'm gonna stamp once on my scrap paper and then stamp on the dragonfly. So we'll kind of fill the bottom wings in, and we have a 2-tone dragonfly of the same shade. We're going to repeat that process using the peach pie. So let's go ahead and clean our stamps up. I think for now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we'll call that good for now. We'll switch right over to the peach pie, which means that we need to grab a diaper wipe and clean our stamp off. Oh, Nympha, I'm glad you didn't miss it also. Super excited that you guys are hanging out with me on Saturday morning. I hope you guys have your coffee. Who's drinking coffee? I forgot to ask if you came prepared. If you came with your arsenal. I am such a coffee drinker. I can't drink it as much as I used to, but I certainly make sure to have at least one tall cup in the morning, and I have it my way. I don't skimp on anything. All right, so we're bringing in the peach pie, and we're gonna repeat the process here. So we're gonna start with the larger wings. Just gonna make sure I have them. Yeah, they kind of dip downward, and it's a little bit difficult for me to tell on camera because that would require me putting my head in your way. Likewise, it also means that I may not get the fill right inside of the lines. I am 100% okay with that. I like random looking, I am gonna do this one a little more. Random looking stamping. I just think it, I don't know, it adds something when it's not perfect and symmetrical. Do you guys feel that way? All right, so let's do this one. No, let's do this one. And then I might come in and fill that one in with the petunia pop again. So let's go ahead and clean this off since I already know that we may do that. And let's stamp the bottom ones. So remember, I'm for the bottom wings, I'm inking and then I'm stamping on my scrap paper, and then I'm going to come in and add it to the bottom portion of the dragonfly. And the reason that I'm doing that, and I'll bring this a little closer so you can see it in a moment when we're done stamping, but the reason that we're doing that is so that we have a two-tone shade. I initially was going to make each of the dragonflies like one set of wings in one color and one in another, but I think I like this a lot better. Some and some. I really want the sparkles in the background, but I'm not sure that we can pull that off. All right, let's go ahead and we'll do that last one in the petunia pop. I wasn't sure, but we have this one that we need to fill in. Isn't this fun? Do you guys ever make background paper with your stamps? Did you know that you could? And that way you just need stamps, ink, and paper, and you can create your own background paper to match whatever you want it to. All right. Oh, you know, I'll leave that there because we may do the inside of our card. All right. Fantabulous. So let me stamp this and then I'll show you up close the result. And then we will do a little bit of heat embossing, and then we'll do some assembly and finish up our card. It might need an embellishment too. I did bring along some petunia pop ribbon. I think we're going to be using that as well. All right, so that we're not dizzy, I'm going to flip this over because it kind of blends in. But can you see the effect that we have here? There's my fan going. I think we're going to need to turn that fan off for just a second. Color on color. Good morning, Beth. Yes, color on color. I love color on color. Oh, Nympha, you try to do background stamping, it doesn't look right. Oh, you know what? If you're ever using Stampin' Up! Products when you use it, if you have any, well, actually you can do it from the catalog too. You can look in the catalog and it will tell you what colors go together. This, I didn't actually do that because I like these two colors, so I kind of knew. But you can cheat by looking in the catalog. If you're using Stampin' Up! Colors, it will let you know what to use and what not to use. So this is how we're going to layer this, but I think we're going to give this, so let me tell you what I'm thinking. So how the exposed brick is kind of rustic, I think we're gonna grab some scissors. This is something I haven't done in a long time, and see if we can fray the edges a little bit. I haven't done this in a long time. Let's see if I can even remember. I'm just going to rough up the edges of my cardstock, this embossed piece, with the open edge of my scissors. And sometimes you can, so this is called distressing. Sometimes you can use tearing as a method of distressing. I don't want to tear it, but I do want to rough up the edges so that it kind of feels not so polished. I feel like I'm shaving. This is like shaving my eyebrows or my legs or something. I haven't done this in a long time, and can you see all of the fibers falling below? Yeah, I think I like that. Give it just a little bit of a rough, distressed edge. And if it tears a little bit, I'm okay with that. I just don't want to tear pieces of it off. All right, can you see that? How we've... Okay. Now I'm just gonna get rid of my fuzz that I made. Actually, I think my fan is doing a bit of it for me. Okay, so let's do just a little bit of assembly so all of our loose pieces are down. And actually, I want to add some ribbon. And if we add ribbon, this would be the point to add it because we don't want it around the entire card. All right. So I'm gonna bring in some double-sided adhesive and add it to the back of our stamped mat that, oh, Nympha, that's okay. Here, okay. I have done that many times. Do you know how many times I have been trying to text between people and send the wrong text to the wrong person? I'm guilty. All right, so let's go ahead and adhere this layer. And then I think we're gonna add a bit of ribbon. So our sentiment is gonna go here. So let's try and put the bow on the extreme right side. And I'm not sure, this is the bordered ribbon, they call it. Let me bring it a little close. Can you see that that is stitched also? So I was trying to see if there was a right or wrong looking side, but I don't think there is. So let's just go ahead and we could tie this into a knot too. Maybe a knot is a little more rustic looking than a bow. Yeah, let's try a knot. Just gonna bring a little more to the edge here. And let's snip this right off. We can trim the ends shortly here. I am such a fan of matchy-matchy things. When I first started Stampin' Up, it's the thing that drew me in. One of the things that drew me in is that I bought a set of letter stamps, which meant that I didn't have to buy sticker stamps. And then there was the idea that everything could be matchy-matchy as long as I had the ink and the cardstock that matched each other. And so I stamped like that for many, many years. In fact, when I had stamps like this, it was a huge thing. I was a big fan of creating my own background. All right, let's get this in the place that we want it to be. Kind of move it around here. If you want, sometimes once I've gotten the ribbon where I want it to be, I will add a glue dot beneath it so it doesn't slide around. I'm not going to do that this time because I think it's pretty secure. It might not have been so secure if I was using a bow, because I struggle with nails and tying bows. So if this were a bow, I might have opted to glue it down, but I don't think we need to glue it down. I may even trim those down a little bit. Yeah, let's trim them down. I think my tails here are a little longer than I want them to be. Let's get them down just a little more. Let's grab some larger scissors for that. I think these are much better. There we go. Trim this one down a little bit. All right, are you guys ready to emboss? I don't know. I think I'm gonna turn the fan off. I'll just have to sweat for a minute or two because I have that fan up pretty high, let me tell you. It's like on the third to highest setting. And I think that if I leave it on while we're embossing, it's gonna be like going to Kansas. I will be chasing everything around, so we don't wanna do that. All right, so let's go ahead and add this right to the front of our card, and that way we don't have to keep track of it anymore. You guys, this is so sweet. I think this is going to be the sweetest birthday card. I think I told you guys last week that I'm always making birthday cards because I need them so much. I think my family has like 10 birthdays between June and July. I don't know, it's a crazy amount. But anyways, I actually need birthday cards, so these are gonna work really good for me. Let me bring this close. I am really feeling, so can you see how distressed the edges are? And then take a look at the two-toned effect that we got from that stamping. Isn't it cool? I wish it showed up on camera for you like it does for me here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put our card aside, and we're gonna grab that sentiment. So I'm gonna be using the wishing you the happiest birthday. Thank you, Beth. There's also you make me feel like glitter in the sun. Isn't that sweet? You're the best, which I love. There's this little arrow thing. Maybe we can use that. We didn't get a chance to use the sprinkle, so maybe we can use the little arrow. But there's the sparklies, thinking of you today and every day. And this I love. It just simply says, hey, just hey. And let me point out to you, can you see the arches here? This is a rainbow. So they just stack on top of each other. And you could make your rainbow in different colors, the matchy thing. And then there's a sunburst, and this is the inside of the sun. So I like to stamp that sun and then stamp the inside into the sun as well. Oh, thank you. I think so too. Nympha. It adds a little something. And even if I could show you that distressed edge, that even adds something. It's very slight, but that slight distressing, it adds a little bit to the card. All right, so let's grab our sentiment out. And we're using the happiest birthday. So let's just put it here. And then if you've never heat embossed before, you'll need a heat embossing tool. You need embossing powder and the Versamark ink. So we're going to bring in our black stitched circle. And let me just make sure this sentiment is going to fit there. Yeah. So just like any other ink pad you'll use this one. And you'll stamp it right down where you need it to be. Another thing that Versamark is good for is if you're using a different color, a lighter color cardstock, you can create your own background that's tone on tone by using the Versamark. All right, you guys, are we ready? I've gotten my heat tool all ready. I'm going to sprinkle with gold embossing powder. Oh, my other fan, did you see that? My other fan is actually grabbing that as well. And then I'm just gonna tap, tap, tap. We're gonna shake off the excess. Now, you could use what's called an embossing buddy. I am cheating today. I do have one. I cheat often. The purpose of the embossing buddy is it's like an anti-cling so that your embossing powder doesn't go where you don't want it to go. I'm just gonna grab a paintbrush and brush it off. There we go. And then we'll add a little bit of heat and we'll see the result. So let's see if I have tweezers nearby. If you haven't heat embossed before, that heat embossing tool gets really warm. So you're gonna wanna be careful there. I thought I had tweezers here in front of me. I'm sure I do, but I'm not seeing them in my bucket. Okay, I'm gonna go for it without it. So we'll heat from side to side. Oh yes, Nympha, I think it is. The black is going to pop against the colors. So you turn your heat tool on. I like to, you can go from the top or the bottom. Let's go ahead from the top. And if I want to, I could just use my take your pick tool. I didn't think of that. We'll use the pointed end of the take your pick tool, and I'm just gonna hold it down, and that way I won't burn my fingers. And I am just moving the heat tool back and forth, and you'll see the magic start to happen. Just want to make sure everything is good and embossed. I didn't brush it all off, but that's okay. All right, that is the extent of that. So let me bring it close and show you the result. I'll show you why you want to use an embossing buddy. So you see how we got gold there? I'm gonna bring it really close. Can you see the little flecks of gold that I didn't get off? So when you rub it first with your embossing buddy, it's like anti-static or anti-cling. It will prevent that from happening. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. All right, so let's go ahead and add our sentiment. We're gonna use some Stampin' Dimensionals to adhere that down, because like I always say, there is zero chance, okay, almost zero. There's almost zero chance that I am going to create a project that doesn't include some sort of dimension. So the one thing that I am gonna be careful to do is add the, I'm gonna add the dimensionals at the top and the bottom, because I don't want them to stick to the ribbon. So I'm gonna put one here on the bottom. Let's put one here on the top. And I'm gonna remove the backing. And let's make sure the card is opening in the correct orientation because I'm notorious for adding them upside down. Oh, isn't this the cutest? All right, let's show you guys what we have going right now. Isn't this a sweet birthday card? So, so cute. All right, so we can add a little bit of, let's add a little bit of stamping on the inside. Okay, I'm gonna move my scrap paper. It has embossing powder on it, and it is a little bit distracting. I think we'll go ahead and just put, let's put a black. Let's put that black dragonfly and maybe no color. Maybe we'll just leave it black. Let's grab our dragonfly out. Just gonna stamp it down in the corner of the inside of the card so we don't have tons and tons of stamping to do. We'll just put it right here in the corner. But of course, if you wanted to, you could totally color it in. You know what else you could do? Oh, I don't have an envelope, but you could put the same, like one of these little dragonflies right on the corner of your envelope too, and make that kind of matchy-matchy. I think I ran out of envelopes, so I have some across the room, but we won't run for them. All right, the last thing we need to do is add our embellishment. And I am thrilled that that embellishment includes dragonflies. It's so cute. I don't know where we're gonna put them, but they're gold, so we'll figure out. Again, these are the adhesive back dragonflies and birds. So there are both of those in there. I've had these forever, and it just occurred to me to use them. All right, let's grab our Take Your Pick tool and let's put them, let's see, I know that I want one at the bottom here, so we're definitely going to put one here. I think it looks really good right on the petunia pop. So we're gonna grab another one and add it to the top here. Do I wanna go this way? Yeah, let's do it in a triangle. Let's make it kind of peekaboo. I'm gonna stick it here, and then we'll stick the other one. Let's make them fly upside down so everyone's not going in the same direction. Because they wouldn't, in real life, they wouldn't be flying. They're not like geese where they would fly in a uniform pattern, right? So we're gonna make them willy-nilly, just like they would be in nature. And then there are the little birds too. You see the little birds in flight. I'm gonna stick these back inside. We have butterflies, or had butterflies that were the gold, brushed gold, and they ended up inside of my bag and wherever I traveled with them. All right, let's take a close look. Here's the outside. Let's see if I can catch. And then there's our little dragonfly on the inside. Isn't that the cutest? Nympha, you still have the gold butterflies? I do too. And they ended up all inside of my little tote that I carry them in. So I'm careful to put them back in the cellophane. I love those I love butterflies in general. If you know me, you know. But yes, I think that's sweet, and I think I just try to move it around so you can see how the little gold butterflies catch the light as well. All right, so this is my share for you today. Let's talk about what we use. So we talked about the adhesive back dragonflies and birds, of course, because we just used those. In terms of the stamp set, we used the Happiest Day. That's where we got that sweet little dragonfly from. Let's stick it right back inside of the case so I don't lose it. You're the best. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, we have everything put away now. So we use the Happiest Day sweet, sweet little stamp set. And then we also used the exposed brick embossing folder, which, let's see, made this amazing result. Isn't it beautiful? See some brick here and there. Reminds me of an old English looking building with moss maybe on the side of it. I love that embossing folder. And then we used the bordered ribbon. And the end result is this very cute and gorgeous card. All right, let's go ahead and turn the camera upward. Now, I do have to tell you, next week I am going to be on vacation, so I won't be here with you on Saturday morning. I am going to be on vacation for the weekend, so I will miss you. However, I will be back with you the following Saturday, so I won't see you next week. If I get time, oh, I know I'm gonna miss you guys so much. If I get time though, I will post at least some inspiration, or if I get time to do a video, I'll do that too. So, thank you guys so much for letting me into your crafty space today. Thank you for having coffee and a little creativity with me in my craft room and hanging out. I appreciate that you're here. I never take you for granted. Thank you so much. I hope, oh, thank you, Nympha. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you. I think I'm going to have a good time. And then we're turning around and going on vacation again at the 1st of August. We're going to go away on a camping trip. So, all right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to miss you. Maybe I'll still be able to share with you, not in person, but we'll see. We'll see. And then I'll see you the following weekend. So have a fantastic weekend. I hope you have time to craft today. I will see you as soon as I can. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.